Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DMV Football Gauntlet. My name's Matthew Heiserman, and today we are joined by three-star high school football recruit and Temple football commit, John Watkins. John, it's great to have you on.
Appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely. And, right off the bat, I just want to start by asking when you first knew that you wanted to play football.
I first wanted to know that I wanted to play football when my dad asked me, and he showed me like a couple highlights on YouTube and said,
Mhm,
"You can be like this," and then the rest is history.
mhm. Now, when you were first getting into football, did you start with flag? Did you go straight to tackle? I don't know if you've done any 7-on-7. What does that look like for you?
I played straight tackle when I first started playing football.
Mhm. And then, when you started playing football, you're obviously an interior offensive lineman right now. Were you always an offensive lineman, or were you more of a utility guy playing all across the field?
I was really always a lineman for because I was really like the biggest on the team.
Did you ever play any defensive line?
Yeah, I played offense and defensive line.
Mhm. How would you say that playing defensive line kinda helped you just understanding the mind of a defensive lineman when you're going up against one?
It's like really you can like know what they're about to do from off like you doing it to yourself like in practice when you practice in defensive move you can like capitalize on offense and know what they're
Mhm.
doing.
Now, as one of the top-rated offensive linemen in the class of 2026, what's one thing that you really take pride in when it comes to your play style?
I really take pride in like trying to be the best I can for my team and helping us trying to get the win.
Mhm. Absolutely. And then, getting into the recruitment process on January 8th, 2025, you received your first ever Division One offer from the University of Pittsburgh. Can you just kind of break down what it felt like to receive that first offer and what was going through your mind during that moment?
um when I first received my first offer I was like going crazy because it was really surreal.
Mhm.
And like they always say, the first one's always the hardest one to get.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you kind of expecting your recruitment to pick up as much as it ended up doing over the next few months?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really expecting it to go like this because like
Yeah.
I'm really like wasn't expecting it.
Mhm. And then, on January 8th, 2025, or on June 8th, you officially committed to play college football at Temple University. What really stood out to you about Temple, and when did you know that they were the best option for you?
They was the best option for me because they building something special down there. Like they rebuilding, they got a whole different coaching staff and everything, and they really going to do some good things in the years coming.
Mhm. And then on June 6th, 2 days before committing, you went on your official visit to Temple. What were you kind of able to learn from that visit that really convinced you, okay, this is where I want to be, this is the team I want to be on?
It was just the coaches showing all the love, like me and some players, and telling like them telling me on how it is, like how the whole thing like comes together.
And how would you describe that connection you've already been able to build with Chris Wiesahan and, the rest of Temple's coaching staff?
It was like, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I mean, what's that connection been like with Temple and the coaching staff? How have you been able to gel with them so far?
Oh yeah, the connection been great. You know, texting Coach Johnson, O line coach, all every day, just keeping that connection going until I get there.
Mhm. And when is most of the in-person stuff gonna start, like, when you start working out with them rather than just texting and calling for now?
Um, I'm actually probably gonna early enroll this year. Well,
Mhm.
yeah, this year and get down there probably by like December.
Mhm. And you just wrapped up your junior year, and you received various different Division One offers from schools such as Sacramento State, Morgan State, and Old Dominion. Can you just kinda break down what the recruitment process looked like for you?
So Sacramento State offered me the after Temple offered me the same day, and then Morgan State they offered me. I got a call from Morgan State and they offered me, and yeah.
And you obviously attend St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, one of, if not the best high school football team in all of Maryland. What does that mean to you, just being able to be a part of such a great team, specifically a great offensive line? You're surrounded by guys like Tennessee commit Edward Baker and West Virginia commit Lamarcus Dillard.
They just pushing me every day to like get better, and like everybody just pushing each other to get better so we can win
Mhm,
this natty this year.
mhm. And what is that vibe like kind of around the locker room and just the whole team as, a lot of people are wrapping up their junior year, starting to receive a lot of offers. Some players are starting to commit to schools. What's that like?
It's great just
Mhm,
seeing all the guys like doing good really.
mhm. And, obviously the DMV is home to some of the most competitive football across the entire nation. How does that competition help you improve your game? And what are you able to learn from the people that you go up against?
Um the competition is definitely going to get me better for college and get me ready,
Mhm.
and it's just like going against people that I'm probably going to go against in college. So I
Now,
already know like their tendencies and stuff like that.
mhm. Yeah, now based on what you've heard, maybe what you've seen, what are you expecting to be the biggest jump going from high school to college? What's going to be the most difficult transition there?
Probably like getting used to like um probably the playing style is probably a faster playing style than now.
And now that you're in the off season and your recruitment has wrapped up, can you just break down what a typical day looks like for you in terms of practicing and training?
A day for me is I wake up around like 10, 9:30, get ready for practice, go to practice. Practice is from 12 to 6, summer workouts.
Mhm,
Um, Workout, go home, eat, and then really just go to bed and do the same thing tomorrow.
mhm. And with just 1 year until college, what are some of the main things maybe you're still looking to try and improve with your game before you reach that next level?
I'm really trying to improve on everything that like everything really. My footwork, my hand punching,
Mm,
just
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And, in terms of the mental side of football, are there any pregame superstitions or rituals that you have? Maybe a specific artist you like to listen to before games to get yourself in the right mindset?
I really listen to like R&B really like
Mhm,
the early like 2000s.
mhm. So are you someone who maybe likes to listen to music that'll make you calm before games instead of pumped up?
Yeah, really calm. Trying to be calm in that mindset during the game. Like, but before the game, I'm gonna turn up because
Mhm.
it's a game.
Yeah, and, are there any offensive linemen in the NFL that maybe you try and take inspiration from or model your game after?
Um, Tyron Smith.
Mhm. Is there anything specific about his game that you like?
I like his like pass pro, and his run block is good too.
Mhm. Now, are you just an interior offensive line, or do you play a little guard? Maybe or do you play any center in there as well?
I play guard and tackle,
Mhm.
really.
So, what kind of goes into that versatility? Why is that versatility so important? Just being able to play multiple positions, being in different areas.
So like it's important because the coaches know like they can really put you anywhere on the O
Mhm.
line and fit you in on what's going to be best for the O line.
Now, when you're watching an NFL game, are you typically watching the entire game as a whole, or really just the offensive line and what those guys are doing?
I really watch like the game, but I be watching the O line too
Mhm.
sometimes. It depends on the game.
Mhm. Now, what's one thing you don't think the average football fan necessarily knows about the offensive line position?
Um, it's probably the second hardest position or third hardest position on the field.
Mhm. And, during your final year playing high school football, are there any personal goals as well as team goals that you're looking to achieve at St. Francis Academy?
Um, Team goal is win the natty,
Mhm,
and a
mhm.
personal goal is don't let up like no sacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to hear that. I do have one final question to ask before we wrap things up. What's one random fun fact about yourself just so the people watching can get to know you a little better at a personal level?
Um, I'm the best basketball player.
Mm. Um, so did you play any basketball in high school, or is that something you just played, like, earlier in your life?
Now I played the last time I played AUU was when I was in 8th grade, and then
Mm.
I ain't played since high school. I just focused on football.
Yeah, I love to hear that. With that being said, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Is there anything else you wanna say to the people watching before we wrap things up?
Shout out all the guys at St. Francis, and shout out all the coaches that helped me commit to Temple, and appreciate you.
Yeah, 100%. Again, big thanks to John Watkins for joining us on the DMV Football Gauntlet, and as always, we will see you next time.